And the algorithm doesn't know whether that's mine or not, and the algorithm can say, wow, people really like this content, let's blow it up. And like, is that okay? It's 2023. I mean, everything's allowed, but damn, that feels illegal. Like, I tried to do that for a few weeks and I was like, I don't like it. It's uncomfy.
See, I hate that. How on YouTube,
Well, so that video you had with, would you say you got 2 million on yours, right?
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the ROD.
The rod. Welcome back to the rod.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the RAD podcast. In this episode, Doug and I are going to be diving into riding bikes and social media and some of the positives and negatives that come along with that. So, Doug, first question of the day, just to start it off, is there any way of avoiding social media when you ride bikes if you want to make any kind of career out of it?
No, I think it's completely unavoidable. I can't think of any rider right now that's gotten big, without social media. It's just not a thing, because how else would you hear about them? I think it's something that a lot of people reluctantly had to embrace, like Brad Sims is a really good example. Not that he reluctantly embraced it, but that he started out when BMX was more traditional media. He's been in the game for so long, in magazines and all of that, and he really embraced social media, and that was probably the best thing that he ever did. There's a whole video kind of talking about what his strategy. He might have sat down with Unclicked on it and talked about it, but like, he's like, well, I was just bored during COVID, so I started posting these carousels and thinking, well, I'm not doing anything else, and it worked out really good for him. I think if you aren't going to be all in on social media, which is totally fine, because there's definitely a good amount of drawbacks. You can still have fun riding your bike, but career wise, attention's valuable, and brands are going to pay for attention. And so I think you really need to have that attention, especially online, primarily online, to be able to make any money out of it.
Yeah, totally.
I was just going to ask you, with the drawbacks, because there are drawbacks to it. Some people feel like a pressure when riding if social media comes down to it. But what are some of the drawbacks you see with social media, even if you're going to make a career?
I mean, so something that's strange about social media is, so like, let's just take when I did my Mega Ramp video in 2014, 2014 Instagram, you did post videos on it, but there was no stories. Instagram stories weren't a thing yet. So if I posted a link on my Instagram, my friend posted it on his, and then maybe Woodward shared it, that only has so much reach. And so like, where we got reach for that video is because Trans World BMX posted it, and so did Vital BMX, and that video made it to the top of the list on both of those. And so that's where it got the traction. Right. And then as soon as the traction ended, and then new videos came out, because those sites were posting videos every day. And so I had about a week of top 3 videos, and that probably racked up 15,000 views. And then boom, the only views that video gets nowadays is probably me rewatching it, or sharing it to other people who hadn't seen it. But it's like, back then it was always like, you wanted the articles, you wanted features, you wanted like these different BMX sites to do it. And like, I don't know about you, but I know I haven't checked any kind of website like that in a long time to find content. Like, you don't need it anymore to find content.
Vital, Tim Hankins posts a lot on Facebook, and he posted something about Vital. So Kyle sold Vital to a big company, and it's dead now. HTTPS connection's not secure. You can't really access Vital BMX anymore. Like, he sold it, they were going to keep it up, and now it's gone. But I don't know, man. I think he made out like a bandit making any kind of money off of it, because like you're saying, you don't need to go to a media website to find out what's going on in your sport because social media is so good at showing you. Do you remember, you brought up the stories. Do you remember how uncomfortable everyone was with stories when they first came out? Or was it just
Oh
me?
yeah.
Everyone's
No,
like,
I mean,
oh God, like,
it
what
was
is
more
this?
like, I think everyone just was like, oh, they're just trying to copy Snapchat. But stories are probably the most valuable thing on Instagram. I know right now there's a big push for reels, but we'll go into that in a second. I just
But
want to
reels
go back
on
to
stories.
that's what I'm saying. So we'll get into that in a minute, but just back to those websites. Like in the mountain bike world, Pink Bike is still a thing. People still check Pink Bike, but the difference is with Pink Bike is a lot of times mountain bikers and like video creators for mountain bikes, we're seeing less of it, in my opinion. But for a while, people still weren't posting their videos on YouTube or Vimeo because Pink Bike likes the direct upload. Like if you want your video on the homepage of Pink Bike where there's a lot of traffic, you have to upload the video to Pink Bike. And so it's a Pink Bike hosted video. But the cool thing about Pink Bike is you can do the video, the whole write up, and like a photo epic all on the same page. So you can have like behind the scenes photos, and the whole project. And it's kind of like another level of displaying it, you know? And in the mountain bike world, at least.
Can you still post to YouTube? Can you embed a YouTube video on a Pink Bike? Do you know?
I don't think you can embed. No, you can have it separate, but like all those Pink Bike traffics, it wouldn't get you views on your YouTube channel. And I think Pink Bike themselves, they can create the article and embed, but I don't spend too much time on there. If I occasionally click on someone's link and it takes me to Pink Bike, then I'm there. It's still in mountain bikes kind of prestigious to be on the homepage of Pink Bike, but it's also a lot more like race oriented and like cross country enduro. They do a lot of like part reviews and all that. It's basically what Vital was, you know, but for mountain bikes. But it's like nowadays though, if you do something good, the social media reach, even if you don't have that big of a following, can get so much further because of people being able to like repost your little trailer, like that you post as a reel on their stories. Yep. And it links back to your page. And then they can link it. They can be like, you got to check out this video, and then they can link it in their story. And so, you know, like one of my Instagram reels that blew up that got like 2 million views, it's because it has like 30,000 shares, and that's messages and shares on stories. And so to think that 30,000 people clicked that little paper airplane icon
just
on
put
my
it on
video.
Their story too. It's 2 clicks.
Whereas,
it's a very simple action, but that helped you exponentially grow those views on there.
Whereas like before, if my little video didn't show up on the Explore page, no one knew would see it. Now there's like the ability, you know, to really get the social aspect of it where people like support each other and like share bigger projects. And, you know, that can link to like your full video parts and stuff. But really it's like, there's not even a need to do those full video parts anymore because
not at all.
The views that you get on a full video part are generally nothing compared to what you can get on a simple reel. And it's weird from like thinking of it from a brand perspective, because honestly, the 10,000 people who are willing to click through to the full video are definitely better people to advertise to than the 1 million random ass people who would watch your reel. Like,
well, before stories, see what I was getting at with that is like Instagram, social media in general is kind of like in this box, right? Where you build your connections based off of real life connections. Like I have this friend, this family member, this friend, this friend, this friend, and we're friends on Instagram. And when I post a picture, those people who follow me see it. And I think we all remember when that went away on Instagram, when we're like, hey, you know, what the hell is this post? Who's this person? Why aren't they in chronological order? You remember it used to be like, they posted 1 hour ago, 5 hours, and then it was random. It was like, hey, we think you're going to like this post more than this post. Yep. And that's when kind of an algorithm came into play, and it became less about your connections and more about, I don't know. Mr. Beast says, it's all about the quality, you know, like the algorithm's never wrong. And I don't know if I completely buy that, but now that does play a huge role into it. And the explore page. I remember always trying to do like hashtag explore page or something just to try and get on the explore page. Like that was a big thing. But now all you have to do, it's this simple. Somebody shares a reel, you click on it to view that reel. You're in the reel explore page, and I watch one and another and another, but that organic exposure is just absolutely crazy right now. Like we've all had videos just take off that we're like, whoa, why? And it's because we don't have to know all of these people, and the algorithm's just throwing it out there in front of everybody. But do those views actually matter? That's another thing. Like you said, 10,000 people who intentionally watch your YouTube video, that's going to be, to me, if I was sponsoring that, that's way more valuable than a million views,
No, totally. I mean, and also, it took me a very long time to build like 8,000 followers. It was just like, on grinding, competing. And, I was always like, okay, like there's a lot of big names that follow me. When those people like and comment, that's kind of how I know that video or something was going to do better. And then obviously, the cliff drop video was bound to break the internet because I went too far. It was ginormous, and
you're just in the air for an uncomfortable amount of time. It's like,
it looked kind of sketchy.
Still in the air.
Yeah. And so like it was kind of bound to blow up. And like I said, it got 30,000 shares and 2 million views, 70 something thousand likes. And I got like 6,000 followers from that. But if I'm being honest, those 6,000 followers are absolutely useless to me because they don't give a damn about anything else that I post, because that was like a one-off. I'm not saying I don't ride like that on a normal basis, but like that.
You hear that? He says he doesn't care about you, followers.
No, that clip was a one-off, and it's not that I don't care about followers. Like the number is cool, but I'm not gonna sugarcoat it and be like, dude, there's 13,000 people who give a shit about me, because the 6 that came in from that one video don't. They probably didn't even look at the rest of my profile or go like many other things. And, I've had a few videos like that now blow up and I get an influx of followers, but it's like keeping followers now is weird. And now you have these really crazy inflated numbers. Like you've got people who, like let's use like motocross for an example. You've got like the top supercross dudes with like 700,000 to 1 million followers. But then you've got dudes who won't even qualify for the night show, who like, aren't top of the pro level, who you'd never hear their name, with 1 million followers on Instagram or TikTok, because they're just, doing trending sounds with their reels and stuff. And it's like, who is the sponsors going to go after? It's not those people posting trendy stuff, and it's different sponsors, but like it's weird because now you need social media, but now it's almost in this place where, have we now blown it out of proportion to where we all need to now find something different to reach our target audience, to like actually make our reach worth something to a brand?
Yeah. Well, I think early on it really mattered. Your skills played a huge role, but also who you knew. And I think those were two of the most valued things if you're going to make a career about, in riding or anything like that. And now that seems to be less important if you're able to create content that people want to watch, because you do have those followers. And I mean, I'm trying to think of a good example. R. Willie's one that comes to mind, but he obviously he competes now, but initially he didn't really. And when he started playing with bike stuff, it was pretty easy for him to get sponsors just because of the following he had. Or LZ's a good example, I guess. Personally, LZ, he's good, but he's not that good, not good enough to go pro on Stranger, but they look at it like, yo, this guy's got 1 million followers. This is going to help out our brand. And I think Rich, is that his name? Ultimately said he regretted that, putting his LZ on because people left the team and it was just a big drama. But in I don't know, I want to say in the real world, outside of action sports or outside of BMX, like that's a very real thing, is people are building these audiences that don't actually, in my opinion, care about them. But the brands, maybe they don't understand that, or maybe they know more than us and they're more than happy to pay for that. And it's like, yeah, but why? Like we talk about someone blowing up on TikTok and how that's cool. But if they had a product to sell, you know, those people chances are aren't going to buy that product. And so what are you getting out of it except clout and like validation? But we said, ah, damn, I had a really good spot. I was going off something you said earlier and now it's gone. But anyway, it's, I was gonna say I feel like those influx of followers almost hurt you more than they help you. I had a YouTube short. It's funny when I got to 10K, 40% of that was just from one stupid short. You know, it's like that's cool. I appreciate those followers, but when I post a bike review or when I post a longer video, if they found me from a short of me like riding my bike, why would they watch this other video, this video that's actually like the longer videos are actually monetized, you know? And so it's important for people to watch those longer videos. And the way I see it is if you have 10,000 followers, just to keep numbers simple, and you've got 6,000 who follow you because they care about your brand, they care about you, and you've got 4,000 who followed you because you had a viral video and they liked that video, so they followed. From what I understand about the algorithm is it's going to test run through some people who viewed your content before. It's going to show this, and based on if they click through, based on how long they watch and interact, how well they interact with that video, YouTube's going to determine, okay, this is a good video or a bad video. And so to me, I'd much rather have YouTube test run that through 6,000 people who genuinely care about me than to 10,000 people where only 40%, 40% might not actually watch that video. And so then that's going to tell YouTube, it's an average video. It's like, well, damn, it's a good video for the people who actually care about the brand, but it's an average video because I have this inflated number of people who just kind of found me as a one-off. You know what I mean?
No, totally. And, we were talking about that before we went live. Like, I'll post a reel, and I've kind of, I know which clips of mine I could, if I just wanted to like get numbers, I know which clips I could post once a month and just blow up my followers. I just post the same clips once a month and it's always going to just reach new people. There's like 3 clips that I could post that I just know would blow up. But it really, it sucks because like I'll post, I just posted like a mini flare video like a couple weeks ago, and it was a repost from something that was like a year ago because I wasn't riding for a while. I was hurt. I wasn't riding. Yeah. And that video got like 45K views. I'm getting followers every day from it. It's got 5,000 likes. And then I post a new reel today and it's like struggling to gain any traction. And it's like the Instagram basically, sends it out. And if it sends it out to all those new people, most of them are going to be like, who is this? Like, I don't remember following this guy. Because if you've ever like followed somebody from their reel when you're lost on the explore page, you might see a new post from them the next day and you're like, why do I follow this guy? I don't know who this is.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know. And then if you click on their page, that reel could have been months old. You don't even see it. So you really don't know why you followed that guy. And so Instagram then is like, oh yeah, this is, it's just like YouTube. They're like, this is not a good reel. And it's like, it is a good reel. It's just, I all of a sudden just got a big kick from a last video and it's just not exactly the same as that video. So it's not translating well. It's just like when people used to buy followers, their accounts were usually worse off because you have all these followers that don't engage. Like, you can, if you have 5,000 followers, like this is like a judge. Like if you guys are, looking at new people to follow or anything like that, you click on their account. And if most of their stuff is getting, say, 1,500 likes and they've got under 6,000 followers, they are a good content creator and they're making consistently good stuff because a really high percentage of their followers are liking their stuff. If someone's got 1,500 likes, like on average, and they've got 30,000 followers, it means that they've probably had a couple one-offs and that most of their content is probably subpar. And so, that's something to look at. And that's the thing is like a lot of people won't follow accounts that only have 5,000 followers because they're like, oh, this one's not that good. People want to be a part of something.
10K minimum.
Yeah. And it's like, dude, there are people who grow, it's just so weird. Like like, so that kind of like brings us back to like, is it actually valuable to have that big number? Like, if I had 20,000 followers and I know I can only leverage 100 of them, it's kind of useless. Yeah, I can be like, look, I got so many likes on my photos, but if I can't like leverage it in a way, that helps me or helps a brand, then I may as well have no followers.
Yeah, no, exactly. I wrote down a note about consistency, but I would just touch on that real quick because I just watched a Mr. Beast interview. Love Mr. Beast, but he talked exactly that. He's like, how often do you go to YouTube and go to the subscribers tab where it shows you the content of people you've subscribed to? Never. I might have
Almost
back in the day, but
absolutely
nobody
not.
ever does that. It's the same thing on TikTok. How often do you go to the following tab? You're always on the For You page. And the reason for that is like, you don't need to. You open up YouTube. Like if I open up YouTube right now, there's an uncomfortable amount of videos that I want to watch. Uncomfortable.
Right?
I'm like, I literally cannot watch all these videos, but I really want to.
Yeah,
And-
no, that's
and it's so
exactly
good at that.
right.
And it's stressful because anyone who's watching as a creator, we're competing with that. And the algorithm, again, is so good that even if that person doesn't follow you based off of like it, Google has a lens that scans your thumbnail and it can rate the expression that you have. It's like, this person looks 75% happy. It says this in it. This is a picture of a dog, like whatever. It scans that and that goes into the metadata when it's showing a video, and like, how relevant is that thumbnail? It transcribes it so it knows all the words you're saying, and it places that, based off of stuff that you've watched previously. And so it's like the following, the subscriber number really is like an ego thing. It's cool to say I have 10,000 or 15 or 30, but I also want to add here, I think people take you more seriously the more that you have. If I posted the same video today with 20 subs, 20K, that video is received a lot different than it was if I posted it at about 5,000, because you don't have that authority. But in terms of performance, I think that video would still do well depending on who it's shown to. And what that ties to the consistency thing I'm talking about is that almost gives us more of an importance to be consistent with our content, like, or have maybe a brand image. I don't know what it is, but if you think about it, like you said, what made me think of that is when you said, you see somebody's reel, you follow them, and then you see another reel of theirs the next day and you're like, who's this, right? It's because it's not consistent to what you followed them for, or you don't recognize any branding or anything like that. And so, and maybe, that's kind of an uncomfortable position to be in, because you've got to still have creative freedom and be able to post different things. But why fix what's not broken? Like anytime I post a short and say I broke something, whether I broke something or not, millions of views. And so it's like, can you be clickbaity all the time? Or like, how do you handle that?
Yeah, see, and that's what's funny is, I mean, that has always been in play. And I think that's the one thing that with, TikTok, the For You page, and Instagram Reels and all this stuff, making it easier to grow, it hasn't changed that consistency fact. When Instagram was just pictures, like, you followed somebody because you looked at their grid, looked at their 9 posts, and you could see from those 9 posts exactly what you were going to get if you followed them. Like, you knew from those 9 posts what their next 9 posts were going to resemble, and their next 9 posts. If I'm going to subscribe to someone on YouTube, because I think getting a YouTube subscription takes a lot more than getting an Instagram follow, and getting an Instagram follow takes a lot more than getting a TikTok follow. Like,
I'd agree. Yeah.
So, like, I may follow somebody on Instagram because, maybe once a week, like 1 out of 3 content is something really cool. And I'm like, yeah, I'll follow them just because I want to remember what their name was, TikTok, you might just click follow because they made you laugh once, And then after a few more videos, you might unfollow because you're like, why do I keep seeing this? They're not actually that funny.
I've
That
done
one
that.
video was funny.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or I followed, it was a helpful video, and then dude's just annoying. It's like, bro, if you would have kept doing the nice videos that I followed you for, you'd be much better off. But now you're annoying. And
But
because he wasn't
that's
consistent.
the thing is on TikTok though, because you're always on the For You page, you just click follow, you click follow, you click follow. And if they keep showing up in your For You page and they keep making you laugh, you don't unfollow. But if they like no longer show up and you occasionally do go in the following page, you're like, oh yeah, that's why I'm going to unfollow that person. Whereas YouTube, you know, yeah, you don't look in the subscriber page, but on your homepage of YouTube, you will get new content from creators that you watch or that you subscribe to. You will get those videos, you know, and if you watch a certain creator a lot, their videos will always be on your homepage.
Yeah. Even old videos.
Even, older videos, like ones that are a year old. And that's like a beauty of YouTube. But if I'm going to subscribe to you on YouTube, I'm going to watch 5 or 6 of your videos, you know, and I'm going to check out before I subscribe. Like I kind of have to be on that point of to subscribe to you on YouTube. I kind of have to be either you really wowed me and I went and watched one more video of yours and you wowed me again. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to subscribe right now so I can find you again later. I don't have time for this right now, but I'm going to watch. But otherwise, your channel kind of has to be something that I like actively search for now. Like say I don't click subscribe and then a couple of days later, I want some more information on the topic that you're providing. So I search you out again. And once I search you out a few times, I'm like, well, I may as well just freaking subscribe because clearly I'm finding the value here. But, you know, if someone say was giving photography tips and I was like, oh, this person teaches really well. And then I go to their channel and it's all vlogs and there's no other how-to videos. I don't give a shit about their vlogs. I'm not going to subscribe because I don't care.
I think YouTube can differentiate that too. And I think YouTube's like, okay, Nick's watching their helpful content. So on his homepage, we're going to recommend this content to them, or maybe it'll test run both. It's like, here's a vlog from this person. And then down here, you've got the helpful video. And it's like, okay, he never clicks on the vlog. And so we're going to stop showing him the vlog part. Like that's something I've thought about with my channel is maybe I'm trying to diversify it too much. Like branch out from helping people get into the sport to now you have a bike, now you're riding, here's how you get better. And it's like it's a big jumbo of things that people in different stages of their riding career are gonna want to watch. But if you're here in your riding career, you're not going to watch this video or this video. And so that might tell YouTube, hey, you know, they don't like this content, or like how is that perceived? And it's a really stressful thing.
Yeah. Well, one thing, you know, you said YouTube can differentiate. They got a lot better. Remember when shorts first became a thing? Almost every channel, you and I dealt with it, but like big channels, every channel dealt with this problem where they started posting shorts because YouTube introduced shorts. And if you guys want a tip, when a platform releases a new feature, you use that feature because they are going to be pushing that feature. You get on it as fast as possible. Don't wait, see how it turns out. You get on it fast. And when shorts came out, every channel, mine and Doug's included, when you posted a short, negative comment after negative comment, like stick to longer videos. Shorts are ruining your channel. But now you don't.
You don't get that anymore.
A short doesn't, like, say I post a video, it doesn't notify all my subscribers anymore that I posted a new short. So I don't get those negative comments anymore because you'd have to see it in the little banner on YouTube that says shorts.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to pop
I didn't know
up
it quit
anymore.
Doing that. That's good.
Yeah. So it doesn't, like channels that I subscribe to that I actively watch. I went to their channel one time and I saw one that had like 100 shorts. And I was like, oh, I didn't even know this dude made shorts. And he's doing them every day.
Because you never got notified.
But I never got notified. So I started looking at all the other people that I follow and they're doing a short every day too. And I'm like, it's not even telling me because I think YouTube figured out that subscribers were getting mad.
People off.
And you know, if enough big YouTubers start making a public complaint about it, they're going to change it. But yeah, so it's like YouTube differentiates, like, you know, the people that subscribe from your long form content, we're not going to burden them with the short that you post every day because they didn't come here for those.
Yeah.
It's like, it's kind of, you know, figured it out. Whereas Instagram, dude, I could, you know, like my best friends that pop up on the front of my top of my stories every day.
Yeah.
Half the time I have to search them out to find anything from them. And they're the ones I engage with the most.
Right.
And it's like Instagram is so trying to push what it thinks I like. And the weird thing is YouTube knows what I like. Instagram is wrong a lot. Instagram shows me stuff that I'm like, why do you think I would want to watch this? Like, why do you think I want to see a face filter of someone be like, oh my God, this makes the perfect eye color? Like, the fuck? Like, why would I want to see that?
Yeah, that's
everyone
wild.
I follow is bikes and filmmaking. Why would I want to watch some influencer on Reels? And yeah, so it's just like
you watch them too much.
Thing.
Like when something like that comes up, you watch it in astonishment. You're like, what the fuck is this? And
well,
so
then I comment. Yeah, and
so
then I comment. I'm like, what the hell? And then they're like, oh, you're engaging.
Nick likes this stuff. Nick likes this content. Let's show him some more. And you're just digging yourself in a deeper hole.
Yeah. Speaking of that, with Instagram, you'll see a lot of crap on Instagram Reels because negative comments, the algorithm doesn't know the difference between positive and negative comments. If it does, it doesn't care. It just knows if a lot of people are commenting, that means a lot of people are spending time on the app watching that content. So you'll see a lot of Reels that are trash with a bunch of negative comments that have millions of views because people are watching it. And you got on it and you comment and you're like, this is stupid, you're an idiot. And then he keeps getting more views. Like you're just you're fueling the fire.
Well, seeing like the Garrett Reynolds thing that I encountered a while ago, that's like a perfect
you almost got
example
canceled for
because I might still be. Let's see. I don't know. I don't think it got a ton of plays, but it was like everyone and their mom was not very happy with me. But it was like just comment. Oh yeah, this is it. Okay, so like 121 shares, 78 comments, but a lot of it like is me arguing with people or defending myself. But YouTube showed it out over, to 13,000 different people. It's got 13,000 plays, which isn't crazy, but that comment to play ratio is much higher than any of my other ones. And I think it did contribute to that. And it doesn't matter if this guy's saying that he's going to kill me. YouTube's like, oh, engagement. Cool. Or Instagram, not YouTube. It's all Instagram. So it's it's right a good amount of the time, but it's also, it puts us in some sticky situations, right? Because it's pretty easy for me. I could look at something that RBMX posts and be like, hey, this is viral content, let me just borrow this real quick and post it over on my TikTok, or let me just borrow this and post it on my YouTube short. And the algorithm doesn't know whether that's mine or not, and the algorithm can say, wow, people really like this content. Let's blow it up. And like, is that okay? It's 2023. I mean, everything's allowed, but damn, that feels illegal. Like I tried to do that for a few weeks and I was like, I don't like it. It's uncomfy.
See, I hate that. On YouTube.
Well, so that video you had with, would you say you got 2 million on yours, right? 30,000 shares. But I remember seeing it on all kinds of different pages.
Oh, it probably got 100 million views throughout
cumulatively.
Instagram and
Nitro
Facebook.
Circus posted
Nitro
it,
Circus got like 3 million views. Yeah,
right?
They asked me for permission. And I gave them permission, but every other share page, whatever, they didn't ask permission. Sometimes I saw that video and it didn't even credit me.
Tag you. Yeah.
And then I would comment pretty rudely and DM them. And this is why I would get mad. And I would say, do you think it's fine that you're posting this and making money off of my clip and not even crediting me? And then they're like, well, you can just DM us if you want us to remove it. And I'm like, this is me telling you to remove it. And I'm probably going to just report your whole page because you're just making money off of stealing content. Yeah. And that is what is really pissing me off about social media nowadays. Like, dude, if I go on YouTube and I post like a song, the computer can tell what song I used. Yeah. And my video either gets my video either gets at the least unmonetized. Can no longer make money off of it because I'm using copyrighted content. B, it gets muted no more sound, or C, worst case scenario, it gets taken down and you get a copyright strike.
Yeah.
You know, and, you know,
So
it can sense that. Why can't the computer sense that you're using a video that's already been used? And TikTok is the worst. TikTok, you'll see X Games clips. You'll see, you know, all this content on all these random accounts with hundreds of thousands of followers stealing content. And they're not saying like, oh, this clip is crazy from this guy, which still doesn't make it okay. No, they just post it and they say, love to fly, you know, because they're all foreign accounts. Like, I'm sorry, but there's a lot of, you know, foreign accounts that do this kind of shit. The same people that try to scam you in your emails, you know who I'm talking about. And then, so on Instagram, you know, I gave Nitro Circus permission to use it. I know that they made money off that clip. 3 million views on Reels. And, you know, the way Instagram Reels payouts work, you guys, if you're not a Reels bonus person, is if my Instagram Reels bonus goes from, you say, January 5th to February 5th, everything that I post inside of that in a reel is eligible for Reels bonus, but the views have to accumulate in that time span. So if I post a video, a reel January 28th, my Reels bonus ends on the 5th. I only get those 5 days of view accumulation to get paid for. So my Reels bonus for that clip ended on when I was at 800,000 views. So I got like $450. And it could have gone, you know, to 2 million views, which would have maxed me out and I would have made more money. But because of the timing of it blowing up, that didn't happen. But imagine how many people made money off of my clip. Like how many thousands of dollars was made from people reposting my reel and monetizing it. Like how many thousands of dollars do you think was made? And then all they say is like DM for credit or removal. Yeah. And it's you know, how
about you forward me that $200 you just made, bucko?
Yeah. And it sucks because it's like, you know, there's still the part of you that's like, you know, a wider spread is good. But then my 6,000 followers came from my video. When Nitro posted it, mine had died out. I only got a couple hundred from their 3 million views. Yeah. I don't think I got many from everyone else's millions of views. And so it's like, it didn't really benefit me. And they were just making money off my content, which I don't think should be legal.
And getting followers, because I think when you see a reel, you're going to follow the account that posted it. You're not going to go into the description and be like, oh, who's the real rider here? You know, like they're like, wow, this is insane. And if they didn't already follow Nitro Circus, they just hit follow off of your thing. And see, but you remember back in the day how, anyway, wait, real quick, $1 billion idea that I have written down, but I'll just share with you guys because I don't have any money to do it. If any of you guys have some money, you want to work together, maybe I'll help you get it going. But it would just be, it'd be an online platform, I feel like, for content creators, and you just verify who you are and verify your content. You post it, and then it would just use like, I don't know, AI recognition to spot that content in other places and flag it, like just like music, but it would just be based off of you post that video, it scans the video and it recognizes everything in the video. So then if it sees it somewhere else, like it can flag it like the music. Like that's very possible. It's 2023. Anything's possible. Anyway, I think, so if any of you guys want to get that rolling, like let me know, shoot me a message. 50/50.
I think Instagram has the technology to do it. I think they just choose not to. Because if everyone's reposting your content, Instagram will pay you out because they're getting money because people are spending time on the app. Yeah. So they don't care to stop it. Like they don't care to stop it.
That's
and
a good
these
point.
Feature pages have always been a thing. You know, like in photography, like there was before like videos, it was always like these pages that would become like a feature page, you know? And to grow, they would just repost all of the famous high follower photographers' work, grow their own feature page following, and then try to start charging people for like shout outs and shit. And it's like, No, you only have a big following because you were just ripping off other people's
you
already
stole
successful
stuff, yeah.
content. Like, it doesn't take any skill to do that. Like, and so that's what all these like share pages with reels are doing, because it's like, if I'm going to go out and make a feature page, I'm not going to do it just because I'm like, oh, let me just share cool content.
Yeah.
No, I'm doing it because I can see a monetary thing at the end of the tunnel, or like, oh, look, I can make money on reels without making any content myself, which is absolute
Cool. How convenient.
Like, you know,
Worked
it's
up
like
over here.
people are awesome in Fail Army. I mean, that's their whole brand model, but you know, they pay for their clips, but they're paying pennies on the dollar for what they're making. And I've worked with them before, and I think they're trash. I think they're absolutely trash. They pay you $150 for a clip, and then they try to tell you that, you know, you'll still own all the rights, but they bought my clip straight out from under me, and then it got flagged on my own personal YouTube channel for copyright content. And on YouTube, if you reposted somebody's video, it can get flagged because it's the audio. The audio flags it.
Yeah, good point.
It can sense it's the same audio, and a company like Jukin Media has a big enough powerhouse to where it'll recognize that. Like, if you stole my video, they wouldn't know. But yeah, so like, people are just like ripping off content. And so the thing about social media right now, like for action sports especially, I mean, it probably happens in every industry, but I see it a lot in action sports because, you know, there's a wow. I think with all the money being made on social media, the wrong people are making the money. I think there's a lot of money being made off of BMXers,
Starving
mountain
artists.
bikers, motocross. Like, there's a lot of money being made off of those people, and it's not going to them. It's going to these feature pages and people reposting reels and getting, you know, like, it only takes me one reel to get like $100. And if I just didn't feel like creating content, I could just go repost a Dennis Anderson clip and it'll blow up on my account
Yeah,
because nobody knows. My followers will be like, why'd you do that? But all the new people that Instagram shows it to will just be like, oh, this is a crazy clip. Let me follow this guy. And if I didn't like explicitly put anything that says it wasn't me, it's not a clip that I filmed, like I didn't say anything about it, they won't even question it. Whereas, like, you know, if I post a clip of somebody else, it's because I filmed it, and I say like, had a good time filming with such and such person, because I also do video. So I'm not just going to post me. Sometimes I will post somebody else, but it's because I filmed the clip. I created the freaking clip. It's my clip.
Yeah. Like, it's not, I think it's a whole different approach that some people are making to it. You know, when you talked about how YouTube will flag certain things, there's a big push right now because reaction YouTubers are, reaction video people are like cancerous is what they call it, because, and in a sense it's pretty true, you know, like let's say Mr. Beast spends $1.5 million on a video. Okay. He fronted that money to make this video. And then I'm like, all right, today we're reacting to this video. I'm pretty much playing that video and pausing it at different intervals and sharing thoughts and opinions with it throughout. But I'm not really, I mean, technically you're adding stuff to it and whatnot, but in the real sense of it, like I'm taking this $1 million video that I didn't have to produce, and then I'm making money by monetizing it on my channel, the reaction to it and everything like that. And YouTube, like you said, YouTube is really good at noticing that. And so what people are mostly mad about is people are doing that on Twitch, and Twitch doesn't care at all. And in this analogy, I think Twitch is very similar to Instagram, where Instagram's like, whatever, you know, free for all, post whatever you want, go crazy. And I think YouTube's a little bit more respectful of their creators and how those things work. But I also wrote down here, so what about like that trade-off, you know, early on, I would have been super hyped. I think there's a BMX only maybe, or like some of those early on Instagram pages, those feature pages that had 15K or whatever. You wanted to get posts. You wanted them to steal your content and give you credit.
Yeah,
right?
It's about numbers.
And it was
back
like
then.
You were hyped about it.
Yeah.
But now it's like, yo, hey, why are you stealing my content? You know, and even if they do give you credit, you're not really getting anything out of it. Maybe it was just a young ignorance thing where we thought, oh yeah, if we got reposted, I'd look at it and I'm like, cool, this repost got 600 likes. You know, I didn't really get anything from it, but they got 600 likes of my picture and I was hyped about it. But now where I'm at, I look at things like that and I'm like, hey, you know, that's create your own content. You know, I'm proud of my stuff, and I want to get the recognition from it. It feels so wrong when people are stealing that, and that's the mindset's different. You know, if you're posting stuff that you helped create and stuff, like, that's your content that goes on brand. But if you're just sitting on your ass scrolling through shorts and you're like, oh, that's a good one, let me screen record that, and then you just repost it on your thing, like, that's so like malicious. You know, the intent's so wrong there.
Yeah, and like it really sucks too, because sometimes it's really beneficial for you. Like, yeah, did I only get like 600 followers from Nitro posting my stuff? Yeah, but like having something like Nitro Circus repost, you're getting on a good platform, you know? And like that's what it was. That's why, you know, you always got stoked to be featured on something back in the day, is because it was exposure. And the more exposure you can get, the bigger you can get. And so like nowadays there are still certain pages that would really benefit you to have your stuff reposted. And it's worth, you know, them making money off the post so that you can be featured on there.
So there is a trade-off there.
I think there definitely is a trade-off, but I think, you know, let's say, you know, you follow like Send It Official.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so Send It Official I follow, and I don't think they posted the big drop. I think I actually sent it to them because I wanted them to post it. But they've got like 8 million followers, and they only post like the sickest of the sickest stuff, you know? And it's kind of like, you want to make it on that page. You don't care if they make money off your clip. You just want to make it on that page, you know?
Yeah.
But, and then like, you know, Nitro, that was cool. They reached out to me, asked for permission. Send It Official would have reached out if they had, you know, wanted to post it. They would have reached out as well, because pages with that many followers, they know what they're doing, you know? And then like this, I've been featured now a couple times with different clips on Instagram and YouTube from a Spanish YouTube channel with like 5 million subscribers. And they put my luge video, they put a clip in it from that, and I ended up getting like 2,000 YouTube subs from them sharing that.
Damn, that's crazy.
They email me every time they want to borrow a clip. They email me, they say, hey, we love this clip, we want to share it in this, we'll make sure we send you all the links when it goes live, yada 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 yada. And like that's respectful.
See, that's a collaboration. That's a collaboration. That's not a thief.
Yeah, and those people have like an authority, you know? They're big. They have a platform that could be beneficial for you. And at that point, you can go, okay, I don't need to make any money from this because of that exposure. Could be good for me. And obviously sometimes it wouldn't be. Like if their content didn't align with my content, it wouldn't really fit.
Right.
But, you know, let's say that's 3. That's 3 pages that would have reposted my video that would have been kind of beneficial. What are all the other 20,000 that reposted it, you know? And it's like they're trying to leverage my content. And I'm not just saying like my content, you know, they're leveraging everybody's content that they're posting to try to grow their own following for actually doing nothing. And you know, they're doing it for a monetization thing. And yeah, there's plenty of them who probably aren't earning money off of it, just trying to grow their following. But it's, when there's money involved, it just kind of puts you in this weird spot where like you kind of start to feel ripped off. Like,
absolutely ripped off.
And there's the other part of you that doesn't. Yeah, and there's the other part of you that's like, I don't really care, because you know most of them aren't making money. But it's more the principle. It's less that like, oh, I feel like I'm really ripped off. You need to pay me. You need to pay me. It's more of like, how many thousands of content creators on Instagram working their ass off for this content, or like, you know, using their skills, risking their bodies to do these things. And so many people that you would never even hear of are making money off of your stuff now that Instagram has
sitting
Reels
on the couch reposting this shit, and it's like, hey man, you do something with your life. Like, stop. God, I get so like, if we could cut this out, but Mike Feed, man, is just, look, wait, I just want to share this because just because I want to go on this rant. But these are his shorts, okay? Mike Feed, he got 77K, pretty good amount. And he does weird stuff. Like now he's doing stuff with electric bikes. I don't know if it's a brand deal or whatever, but anyway, what I saw here, all these shorts, okay? This is him. This is like the weird stuff he does, tennis balls in the wheels and stuff. But like this guy, this isn't him. He's reacting to him, and he started doing that after I called him out. So like now he's actually contributing to the video a little bit by doing some kind of voiceover or something. But like, let's find this feast clip. Oh my God! Look at all these stolen. This look, he reposted this one. Anthony Napo. He's just like
he's the luckiest man alive.
He's like just grabbing whatever he can to repost it, and I know why. In February, shorts are going to be monetized, and his channel's also grown a ton from these shorts, and it's just so. I don't know. Here's what I hope. Oh, this is what I was going to say. Is I hope that like every channel that is intentionally taking content for personal gain, I hope that you get so many followers and they watch zero of your videos and your channel just completely burns down. That's what I hope happens. Like, I hope you steal all this content. I hope you hit 100K Mike Feed. And then I hope when you post a stupid electric bike review, nobody watches it. And nobody goes back to your channel. That's what I hope. I did steal this Tate Ross Skelly one too, though. So like, that's a good one to steal.
And see, like,
look, here's Kieran's triple flare. Like, oh, cool. It's crazy. Like, everything you can think of. And it's like, why, dude?
Yeah. And it's like, unfortunately, like, especially on YouTube shorts, like if you're not tagging somebody, it really doesn't benefit that person in any way, shape or form whatsoever. You're just
right.
And like, it's blatantly obvious that you're just doing it for your own personal gain. And it's, it's funny because it's like with the reaction videos and stuff, it's like, it's almost like everyone trying their hand at making their own ridiculousness kind of content, and, ridiculousness. It's like, they have to source out your video. They won't open it. I've gone through the ridiculousness process and they come to you. They ask for the video, they sign you a contract, they pay you for the clip, and you only get paid if it airs. But they're paying for it because they're making money off of it, so they're gonna pay you. And I was a young kid, so I didn't really try to like negotiate, but I'm sure there probably is room to negotiate with a company like that, And say like I was like a big YouTuber. And I was like, hey, if everyone has some crash clips, if you want to be featured on the channel, do it. Yeah, that video would be for me, to make money off of using somebody else's content and reacting to it. But it's voluntarily, Yeah, it's like,
true.
It's those people want to be talked about on my channel. They want to be shared, like it's kind of a different thing. Or like I said, if I was like looking for a crash compilation to do like a react video and I didn't have anyone to submit, I would go ask people. I'd be like, hey, I run a YouTube channel, I would love to have this on. I'm doing like a crash compilation. Do you mind if I use it? Could you send me like the raw clip?
Most people are fine with that,
and most people are totally fine with it. And it's literally as simple as just a little bit of asking, and I think then that makes it okay. You have permission,
right?
And
yeah.
Like I said, unfortunately, it just is a weird gray area where I think people don't think they're really doing anything wrong, but everyone loves exposure and shares are cool, but like, it's way more beneficial to the creator if you share it on your story. Like, I'm thankful for those 30,000 people that shared that clip on their story or in a DM instead of screen recording it and reposting it.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't help me. You sharing it on your story helps. So like, if there's people you like and you like their videos, like, don't share it on your own Facebook or share it on your own Instagram saying this guy's crazy and tag him. Like, post it in your story, send the traffic directly to their page, directly to their video. Like, that is how you support people. Like, you send the traffic to them, not to your own little link. Or your own
and
little,
maybe mention them or tag them. Like, that's
look
at
it
this.
doesn't
This is that Pat Casey clip and he posted it 1080 tail whip, never been done before, dream trick. Like, to me, that title says this is my dream trick, you know, 1080 tail whip. It's so misleading.
That looks like what R. Willie would post if it was, you know, his own clip.
Huh?
Like
That's
that
what
kind
R.
of
Willie
caption,
would post with his.
Yeah, like that's like a caption R. Willie would post on a short, but it's him doing it, you know. So
exactly.
Like
it's not like
too cool. I don't
borrowed
really vibe
it
with that.
Did you see all the X Games clips? Anyway, there's like 12 shorts from X Games right when X Games happened. He just went through. Look at all these. all the highlights from X Games, just made little shorties out of it. And anyway, the point is there's a lot of people doing this right now, and
yeah, and it's just leveraging other people's content because you're not getting caught. You know, just because you don't get caught doesn't make it right. And you know, real quick, go back on those. I just have a question about the reactions. So like when people like react to like new songs and like Eminem songs, you know, whatever, and they do react videos, they can't monetize those, can they?
I don't think so.
I don't think that actually falls under fair use. I know people like to think they know what fair use means.
Yeah.
But I don't think a reaction falls under fair use, and it's like people think they're the news, because the news and the press can pretty much do whatever they want and they follow no rules.
Yeah, they just borrow stuff.
Yeah, but no, yeah, it's a trip. Social media is a weird thing, and it's like you can leverage it sometimes. You can gain a big number pretty easily now, and like I said, you can sometimes leverage it, you sometimes can't. But you have to realize that the bigger you get and the better content you post, the more people secretly profiting off of it.
Yeah, no, for sure. Because the more people that see your content, the more exposure it gets. Yeah, it's a selfish world out there, man.
Oh yeah,
everyone's just trying to get by with the least amount of work possible, and I guess that's how it goes. Damn, I think I had one more thing I wanted to say about all that, but that was a good rant. I feel better talking. You guys are my therapist. This has really been on my mind, bothering me. So thank you for listening and letting Nick and I get that out. I mean, but social media brought all of us together. Like, there's definitely the pros to it, but it's how do we combat that? And
I will say right now, like, when you get a lot of likes or views on a video, it makes you feel good. Like, you know, I'm 28 now, and when I get a video blow up, I recheck it like I'm fucking 15. I'm like, yeah, views. Yeah, look at this blowing up. And, you know, like, I will say, like, you know, I posted a video on my TikTok of this guy at Supercross. You know, I posted it like last week. I was sitting with Reed, and I was like, dude, look, every time Tomac comes around on this next lap, watch this guy. They're like, what guy? And I was like, don't worry, he'll stand up. Tomac rounds the corner, dude stands up, and he follows him with his finger like this. And then as soon as Tomac would go off the triple, he would do this. And he would do it every lap. And so finally I filmed him, and I posted it on TikTok. And as I was filming it, right before I click end record, Reed goes, that'll go viral on TikTok. And I just posted it, and it got like 200 views. I checked today, I've gained like 200 followers. It's got like 80 comments and like 60,000 views. And I'm like, see, it's funny because I posted it mostly as a test of like, you know what, this will do good on TikTok, but that's not what the rest of my content is about. So it's pointless. Mm-hmm. But it's just kind of funny. Like, see how it goes. So I have been, you know, one of those people that you sometimes will just post something just because you know it's going to blow up, even though it's either A, doesn't align with your content, or B, I mean, I don't ever post something that's not mine. I mean, like, I took that video, you know, it was me, you know, getting followers off of somebody else. But, you know, there's a lot of people who really, you know, just go around and make content of other people doing stuff and make money off of it. And it's a weird world. And
it's so bizarre. Imagine explaining, imagine sitting down with your great grandpa and explaining these troubles that we're having right now. It's like it's modern, modern times, modern problems, but it just like it's such a bizarre thing to be happening and also stressing us out, but just it
Oh,
is
I mean,
stressful, man. It is because it's our whole life.
it'd be like you took a photo, like on your old film camera, and like you lost the negative, like it fell out of your pocket or something,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden you go into a Vons or like a Safeway or whatever stores you guys have wherever you live, like a Walmart, and you go to the magazine section, and every famous magazine ever has your
Has
photo
that
as the
picture.
cover, and you're like, well, that's crazy, but then you have no grounds to like say, hey, I want my payment for that.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of how you'd explain it, because it's kind of the same thing. Like it's a weird,
It is very similar. Like that's a good way to put it.
weird
Except
thing.
you with your clip, like it's a good clip and you can watch it blow up on your end, and then but you can also watch it blow up for everyone else, and you're like, I don't want them to feel this same joy that I'm feeling right now while my
Yeah,
clip
and
blows
like I
up.
said, it's still cool in a sense, because you're like, dude, that's how you know it's good, is because it didn't only blow up on mine, it
Yeah.
blew up on the internet.
Multiple times. It's
It's
consistent.
all over. It's literal. Like, I think, and honestly, that's what viral means. Viral means that it went past your reach, and
Right.
way past your reach, to where it's being shared everywhere else. I just think now, with how easy it is to get directly paid from Instagram, it just makes it a little bit more of a problem, because now it's less of people sharing something that they find cool. It's people sharing for their own gain, which it used to be you share because you're supporting the content creator and you're like getting their name out there and giving them exposure. Now it's more for personal gain, which
Yeah.
I just don't think that's as respectable.
It's not. No, absolutely. So if any of you guys are content stealers, cut it out.
Don't.
Nick
Yeah,
and
stop
I are
that.
mad at you.
Yeah, if you
But,
guys want to share our stuff, post it on your story or something with a link.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. What's a good question to leave with them that they answer in the comments? Related
I had
to what we
one.
just
I had
talked
one in the
about?
first like 5 minutes, and I should have said
Oh.
it then, because now I don't
That was
remember.
55 minutes ago.
I know.
It's long gone.
I was gonna say. What was I gonna say? What did we talk about in the first 5 minutes? We were talking about.
The first question you asked me
Could have
is
been
if
about
it's
explore
possible-
pages,
If it's
or-
possible to get into, be like a professional in the sport without social media.
No, it was after that. I think it had to do with either, like, do you actually go to your subscribe page, or
That's a good question.
like, how do you go about? Actually, that's a good question. When it comes to like, sourcing out new content, are you guys like, do you search for things, or do you kind of just eat up what's served for you on the different social media platforms? Because I more or less eat up what's served to me. I do.
Me too.
I am that
I was just
consumer. Like,
thinking of that.
unless I want to learn something specific, I don't search.
There's no
Things
reason
just
to.
pop up, and it does well. Like,
I was just thinking of, I think collaborations would be the only other way. Like if I'm watching a YouTuber and they collaborate with another one and I'm like, oh, now I'll start watching their content. But generally what happens is like I've been watching Loaf, Canal Joseph, Gideon, the prank YouTubers, like the mic'd up crew. And, but I was thinking, how did I find out about each one of them? And it was usually like, okay, I watched Gideon's video. Now I don't have anything to watch. And then YouTube's like, hey, you might also like Loaf. And I'm like, oh, okay, let's try that. And then I'm like, yes, I love Loaf. How did you know? And it just keeps building on that,
yeah.
But maybe there's people out there. Maybe some of you guys are like, you just search it up and only watch what you want. And you're not mindless, I guess is the way to put it. Like I'm just mindlessly watching what YouTube gives to me. You too, huh?
I think it's
Damn.
just one of those things where, like Mr. Beast says, the algorithm isn't really wrong. YouTube doesn't usually serve me up stuff that I don't find valuable and or entertaining.
Right.
Now, that's not to say that there isn't a plethora of content out there that I would also love that I'll never end up seeing because of that, which is unfortunate. The rich get richer.
Yeah, but there's so much out there that, you know, on the bike school channel, if I'm on it, the homepage is so wildly different from what I'd watch, because when you watch like, you know, dirt bike videos or golfing or anything like that, I'm like, oh, so YouTube might be a little confused there. Like if I watched what I watched on the channel and you watch what you, they'd be like,
I know. I always try. I've been trying recently to make sure I'm on my own, but then I kind of figured, you know, maybe because usually if I am actually on the bike school page, it's generally all the stuff that I would watch anyway. So I'm like, okay, maybe Doug doesn't even use this anyways.
But
sometimes
Premium, so I just use mine.
Yeah, because sometimes I'll be on YouTube for hours, you know, or like a week straight, and then I realize I'm on the bike school one on my phone, and I'm like, oh shoot.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, that's probably a bunch of like motocross video game stuff.
It is motocross video games. Yeah. I'm like, hey, but see, I've seen some of them and I'm like, that actually looks interesting. You know, that's how good YouTube is.
It's honestly so weird, like being a content creator and a content consumer. I don't consume the type of content that I create. I think that it helps me in a sense, but I don't watch bike videos really. I don't watch a lot of like edits. I watch edits from people that I personally know to support them, you know?
Yeah.
And I sometimes watch it if I like want to be hyped, but like, I don't really play video games, but I do watch video game content on YouTube. I think it's because I suck at video games. And so sometimes watching like sometimes I watch like a 30-minute like YouTube video of someone who's good at it. And then I get my fix of video games and I'm like, that's cool. Or like I watch, like I said, I watch a lot of educational stuff on YouTube or like golf stuff, but I don't create that kind of content. I mean, I create education content, but not, I don't know. It's weird. Like that's why maybe Instagram is funky for me because it's all bikes and like I don't really care to always watch bikes.
It's like, all bikes and then funky content. Wait, one more question that just popped up. What do you do when a creator that you really like just disappears, quits posting for a while? Do you have people that you check up on where you're like, oh, it's been about a week, I let's see if they posted a new video or nah?
Yeah, so like that's like, you know, when I say like for me to subscribe, I've got to search them out a bit. So the people that I watch, I search out quite a bit. You know, I'm always looking for their new stuff. Usually I only search them out if I know they're like a daily or a bi-daily content creator. You know, I'm waiting for their next thing. I'm not waiting, but if it's been a few days, I'm like, oh, let me go see what they've put out. And a lot of times I'll just look, and if it's something that I'm not quite interested in, I just move on to the next creator, you know.
See.
But I would say for the most part, it would take me a while to figure out if someone just disappeared. Like, because I kind of go through phases. Like I'll watch some people's stuff for a couple months straight, and then
and then you just
change lanes, and I think most people do that. Like so, it would take a while to be like, oh wait, I don't think this person. I haven't seen something in a long time, but then also YouTube probably wasn't recommending. So then I search and I'm like, oh, they have been. I just haven't been watching it. But I don't really think there's any content creators out there that if they just stopped, I'd be upset about it because there's just so much out there. I just move on to the next thing.
Bro, I'm mad right now. There's like a handful.
Who stopped?
I sent you that Colin and Samir video. I love watching them because they just interview different creators. But that was it. Just products, YouTube products, YouTubers products. And they were doing every week. They were doing real good. And then I was like, damn, I haven't seen one of their videos in a long time. So I searched and they haven't posted in a month. And I was like, oh man, this sucks. And Gideon, one of the guys I watch, he's been gone for like 2-3 months and he keeps posting stuff on Instagram like, I'm coming back, y'all, like something big is in the works. It's like, shut up, like I'm over it, you know.
That's what I do. I don't say something big is in the works. I don't say something's big in the works, but like I'll put out a new video and be like, we're back.
Yeah. You've
6
been
months
back
later,
three or four times.
Yeah.
Well, see, so you guys, if any of you guys are still listening, you probably watch the channel a lot. Did you notice when we took a break for a while or no? That's a good question for you. I'm curious. But yeah, with that,
if we died, would you notice?
Yeah, would you notice if we died? Damn, that's sad. Do you have
That was
anything else to
dark.
add?
No, no, I'm good on that one.
Okay. Well, you guys enjoy Don't Steal Content, and we'll see you guys in the next video.